What would it take for a woman to stay completely silent in the face of one public scandal after another involving her husband? For Anna Duggar, the answer seems rooted in a deeply held belief that getting angry is simply not godly. A source close to the family once put it plainly: she doesn't get mad because, in their view, a woman is not allowed to. That quiet stance has defined her life for years, even as her world has grown smaller and more private. While Josh serves a lengthy federal prison sentence, Anna continues raising their 7 children largely out of the spotlight, building a low-key existence that few outsiders ever see. The isolation, the unwavering support, and the strict faith that shapes her choices raise questions that still draw attention more than a decade after the first major revelations. Stick around, because the full picture of how she lives now, and why that old quote still matters, reveals a story of faith, family pressure, and quiet determination that has unfolded far from the cameras. The Duggar family first rose to fame through their TLC reality series, offering viewers a window into a large, conservative Christian household led by Jim, Bob, and Michelle. Their emphasis on faith, homeschooling, and traditional gender roles made them cultural touchstones for some and targets of criticism for others. Josh, the oldest of the 19 children, married Anna Keller in 2008. Anna came from a similarly strict religious background, and the couple quickly started a family of their own. By the mid-2010s they had several children and appeared regularly on the show. Then the scandals hit. In 2015, reports detailed Josh's teenage molestation of young girls, followed by his admission of a pornography addiction and infidelity. The family's original series ended. Years later came the 2021 arrest and 2022 conviction on federal charges involving child sexual abuse material. Josh received a sentence of 151 months and remains incarcerated, with a projected release in the early 2030s. Through it all, Anna has remained married to him. That loyalty, combined with reports of her increasingly private life, brings us to the details that continue to surface about how she navigates each day. Sources close to the family have described Anna's approach for years. Back in 2015, after the cheating and pornography revelations, one person familiar with the situation told People magazine that Anna does not get mad. "You are not allowed to get mad. It's not godly for a woman," the source explained. The same accounts noted that since joining the Duggars, Anna had adopted a softer, more reserved demeanor similar to her mother-in-law Michelle's. She was said to have little contact outside the immediate family circle, living in a world where outside friendships were limited and the expectations of patriarchal Christianity shaped daily decisions. Divorce, according to those familiar with the beliefs shared by both the Duggars and Anna's own parents, was highly unlikely. Anna herself spoke publicly around that time about her marriage vows. On a 2015 episode of a related TLC series, she said she had vowed to God first and then to Joshua for better or for worse until death. She expressed a desire to extend God's love, to forgive, and to wait patiently for restoration. Those words aligned with the source descriptions of a woman who processed hardship through faith rather than open anger. Josh's later conviction brought new layers of challenge. Anna stood by him during the trial, appearing in court and later writing a letter to the judge seeking a sentence that would allow the family to reunite sooner. In that letter, she described him as a kind, loving, supportive, and caring father and husband whose primary focus was the family. She has continued that support in the years since, according to multiple reports. Court documents later showed she assisted with paperwork related to one of his legal efforts by transcribing and returning documents. Meanwhile, her day-to-day life has centered on their 7 children: Mackenzie, Michael, Marcus, Meredith, Mason, Mariella, and Madison. Reports indicate she has lived in Arkansas, at times on or near the broader Duggar property and more recently in a larger home that sources linked to a purchase by Jim Bob. She has kept an extremely low public profile, with no personal social media presence of her own. The main online footprint comes from Golden Grove Pups, the dog breeding business she registered. Occasional posts from that account have offered rare glimpses of the younger children interacting with puppies, giving the only consistent public window into their routine. Family dynamics add further context. Some of Josh's siblings have publicly expressed disagreement with his actions and, in certain cases, questioned Anna's decision to remain married. Jill Duggar, for example, has stated she does not understand why Anna has stayed. Reports have also noted that members of Anna's own family have encouraged her to leave at various points. Yet sources describe her as focused on the children and committed to the marriage she entered under shared religious convictions. More recent accounts suggest she has gained a measure of independence, moving away from constant proximity to the wider Duggar household while still prioritizing a private, faith-centered life for her kids. Sightings of Anna in public have been infrequent. When she has been photographed, observers noted she appeared to still wear her wedding ring. She has not issued broad public statements about the conviction or the years of incarceration, choosing instead to keep the focus on daily responsibilities. Public conversation around Anna has long reflected mixed perspectives. Many online comments and media discussions praise her dedication to her children and her consistency in upholding the vows she publicly referenced years ago. Others express concern about the isolation described by sources and question whether the religious framework that discourages anger or divorce leaves her with limited options. Coverage in outlets that have followed the family often highlights both her silence and the practical realities of raising 7 children largely on her own while her husband serves a long sentence. Social media reactions tend to split along similar lines. Some viewers see quiet strength and faith, while others see a woman constrained by the same beliefs that once defined the family's public image. Fan discussions and commentary pieces rarely claim certainty about her private feelings. Instead, they note the gap between the limited verified information and the speculation that fills the rest. The consistent theme across most reporting is respect for the difficulty of her position and recognition that she has chosen a path of privacy. Looking ahead, the clearest verified markers